Hi, I'm Jason Hudson from Tenzig Technology, and today we'll be taking you on a tour of one of Tenzig's latest Windows Thin Clients, running Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024. This is the latest generation of the Windows 11 IoT LTSC OS, and its many features are focused on enhancing the end-user experience and security. It is primarily designed for fixed-function devices that require a stable platform with long-term support, such as medical, retail point-of-sale, and military applications. We'll talk about the many features and benefits of this OS in the following sections of the video, and also talk about additional customization and lockdown features provided via Tenzig's own UWF Wizard and Quick Start Wizard optimization tools, and highlight what these powerful utilities can do for your Windows 11 IoT Thin Clients. We'll also outline ways of installing your VDI and favourite web browser applications, either locally on the Tenzig Windows 11 Thin Client or by using the complementary enterprise-level Tenzig Manager and Web Console. That being said, at the same time, Windows 11 IoT still offers complete flexibility to be able to remotely deploy and manage native Windows apps and VDI DAS connection clients. So, you have complete freedom when it comes to choosing your own software deployment methods and management products. You can use Tenzig Manager to package and deploy your VDI DAS clients, or, if you wish, any alternative deployment product, such as Microsoft Intune, for example. It's up to you. If you head over to the Tenzig YouTube channel, we have a selection of how-to guides that demonstrate different ways to manage your Tenzig endpoints, using both Tenzig Manager and Microsoft Intune, so we'll provide links to those videos in the description below. Before we continue, please just take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the Tenzig YouTube channel. Your support enables us to reach a wider audience and continue providing valuable information to the tech community. Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024 has brought with it an array of new features and innovative advancements, notably 10 years of extended life cycle and support, enhanced security, including Device Guard and BitLocker, optional TPM or Trusted Platform Module, secure boot and reduced maintenance with security and quality specific updates only. All this coupled with enhanced system performance finely tuned by Tenzig. However, it's worth noting that Windows 11 IoT still maintains that similar look and feel of the previous Windows 10 and 11 Pro and Enterprise versions, and delivers a user experience that your end users have become accustomed to and familiar with over the years. To showcase the advantages of Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024, here's a top list of reasons worth considering when looking to upgrade to this latest OS offering. Greatest flexibility, app availability, and feature parity for VDI DAS solutions, 10 years of long lifecycle product availability and extended extra-long security and lifecycle support, performance-based pricing, full re-imaging rights with full recovery media options, additional customization and lockdown features, optional Trusted Platform Module (TPM) and secure boot, enhanced security with Device Guard and BitLocker, compatibility with legacy applications, reduced maintenance with quality security-related updates only, enhanced system performance for resource-constrained embedded applications, and finally, regulatory compliance for healthcare, gaming, and aerospace industries. Before we move on, let's just touch on a couple of points in the list, namely performance-based pricing and optional TPM implementation. Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024 offers Windows licensing prices based on the performance of the device's processor, allowing customers to obtain a full Windows OS license at a competitive price where available. Looking at the chart here, Windows Thin Clients that fall into the high-end CPU category would pay the premium price for a Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC license per device, whereas any devices that sit comfortably inside the entry CPU category, such as all current Tenzig Windows Thin Clients, will benefit from a lower license cost per unit. Remember, if most of your Windows 11 IoT LTSC Thin Client estate is operating purely in a VDI DAS environment, and you're running on Tenzig hardware inside the entry category, then you're getting the exact same OS and license at a much lower cost than if your endpoints were sitting in the high-end camp. Just covering the Trusted Platform module, or TPM then. While Windows 11 Pro mandates Secure Boot and TPM 2.0, Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024 allows these features to be optionally enabled or disabled. This means that you can specify whether you wish to order your Tenzig devices with or without TPM hardware installed. So, if TPM 2.0 hardware is not a requirement for your organization's thin client infrastructure, then you have the freedom to opt out and benefit by reducing hardware outlay costs. Let's just talk for a few minutes about Tenzig, what we're all about, and what we always aim to offer our existing and potential new customers. We're a solely focused thin and zero client vendor, offering both hardware and software under one roof. And a key differentiator between us and our competitors is our single vendor endpoint strategy. Our firmware and OS offerings are finely tuned to operate on our own hardware. This is offered up on both Linux and Windows IoT versions as shown here, and we'll cover the different options on offer in a subsequent slide. Our PC repurposing software is based on the same Linux platform, which runs on our own hardware, but has been expanded to support x86-based PCs, laptops, and third-party thin clients. All of this is then managed via Tenzig Manager and its web console interface, which is our free and inclusive management tool, which we'll also be covering later as promised. Now, let's take a brief look at the Tenzig hardware range. We provide a diverse selection of traditional desktop form factor models, featuring both Intel and AMD configurations. These systems can support between 2 to 4 monitors with resolutions up to 4K at 60 Hz, and they offer various USB ports located at the front and rear. The units are compatible with VESA mounting for monitors and include a Kensington lock with an average power consumption of only 10 watts. Our all-in-one AIO device is equipped with a 24-inch 1080p display and allows for additional monitor expansion too. It also features an integrated webcam and utilizes Intel-based thin client compute, making it suitable for applications such as Teams, Zoom, and WebEx. This device is particularly beneficial in educational and healthcare environments, providing a neat ergonomic solution for classrooms and training rooms. Recently, we launched a new thin client laptop model that includes an optional port replicator, enhancing flexibility for remote or office work by allowing for additional monitor connections and USB port expansion. This laptop is powered by the Intel N100 processor, which supports all currently required codecs, including H.264, H.265, and AV1 decode. Finally, we offer Repurpose, available as an interchangeable USB-A, USB-C thumb drive, which can be used to live boot and install Repurpose on any x86-based hardware. Moving on to our software and specifically operating systems, during 2020 we introduced our all-new 64-bit Linux operating system. This is available as 3 different platforms, which are all engineered from the same identical Linux base architecture. The net result of this is easier partner integrations, faster development cycles, amongst other benefits. Tenzig NOS is our zero client, which operates across all our hardware and comes in 3 flavors to support one singular VDI DAS via a finely tuned firmware to support either NOS-O, Omnisa, that was previously VMware, NOS-C, Citrix, and last but not least, NOS-M, Microsoft, which supports AVD, Windows 365, and RDS. PCOS is our Linux OS, which supports all common VDI DAS platforms, as well as various web browsers simultaneously. It can operate using a traditional desktop-based OS with taskbar, sidebar, as well as other modalities, such as the NOS modalities, to give the same look and feel to NOS. PCOS is streamlined to operate exclusively on 10-zig hardware. Repurpose, on the other hand, is identical to PCOS, but expanded to support third-party hardware. Last but not least is our Windows 10 and 11 IoT LTSC Enterprise offering, which forms the basis of this video. Our hardware and software is then managed via 10-zig Manager, which is free and inclusive across all 10-zig endpoints, whether hardware or software focused. Its major features include secure remote management via our secure connector for both our Windows and Linux-based thin clients, managed both on-premise and remotely. We can provide automated configuration, and our Package Manager feature can be used to deploy your own bespoke Windows-based update packages. Also supported is role-based access for granular and secure access, and all endpoints can be securely shadowed with power management and scheduled task capabilities included. This is currently a Windows-based product with a Linux virtual appliance-based version also on the horizon. That release will feature an all-new, more efficient GUI coupled with multi-tenancy capability and support for Entra ID user authentication. As we mentioned previously, 10-zig also have some very useful Windows configuration-based applications that come as part of the standard Windows build. Let's start with the Quick Start Wizard and take a brief look at some of the application's many configurable features. You should see the Quick Start Wizard on the desktop, so just double-click to launch it from there. To enter the Wizard's control panel settings screen, just click the gear cog in the bottom right of the console, and you'll be presented with a whole host of useful config items inside. If we click on the download icon, then we have the option to locally download any number of common VDI applications or web browsers. The links inside here point to current vendor download pages. However, these may be subject to change over time without notification from the vendor, so you might need to search for these yourself in the future. Just click any of the links and you'll be taken to the vendor site where you can find the download you need. If we click on the filter keys icon, then we have the ability to block or allow certain sets of Windows keys or key combinations within the OS environment. Let's take a quick look at security keys, for example. The first modifier option in this list is the combination Ctrl-Alt-Delete. If we highlight this and click block, its status will change to blocked. So you can see what keys we're actually pressing here. We'll bring up the on-screen keyboard. Now, if we hold down the Ctrl and Alt key and press the Delete key, nothing happens as we'd expect. But under normal circumstances, you'd see the lock screen displayed. With regards to the filter keys, you need to make sure that the administrator's group of users is excluded from any filter keys before you make any changes to the vast array of filters available. We just demonstrated blocking the Ctrl-Alt-Delete filter from inside the admin account. So we need to just go and switch off keyboard filtering for any admin users. If we click on the keyboard filter icon and then click the link, Set Keyboard Filter for Administrator Accounts, we can see that this is currently disabled. If we highlight the setting and click Enable, then you'll get the message Keyboard Filter is now excluded for administrators. If you then click the Ctrl-Alt-Delete keys, the lock screen will be displayed as per normal operation. If you click on the Personalize Windows icon, then you have the ability to configure a whole host of Windows 11 OS features, including date and time, time zone, wallpaper, screensavers, etc. If we come out of that and go into the shell launcher settings, you're able to set up a dedicated custom shell for any of your local users of the machine. Creating a custom shell gives you the ability to launch your user's desktop to deliver a single application at login so that your end users only get access to what they need and nothing more. This example briefly explains how to set up the local Thin Client user account to launch the Microsoft Edge browser as soon as it logs in. You also have the ability to export this setup as a single registry.reg file that you can then later re-import to other devices to set them up in the same way. This can be done by running the .reg file locally or by deploying and executing using Tenzig Manager. Let's come out of there and take a look inside the Users options. The Users applet allows you to create new local users, change their passwords, or even enable or disable some of the functionality that is available to certain users of the machine. Moving on to VDI DAS, inside the VDI DAS settings, you can click on any of the listed clients, download them, and also set up a desktop shortcut to them if you desire. Let's come out of there and just take a look at Windows boot elements. Inside the Windows Elements settings, you have the ability to modify a host of Windows UI elements, such as hide auto log on screens, disable the Windows lock screen, and even remove content from the welcome screen, such as network settings, power, and switch user options. This gives your administrators and system engineers more control over the devices once they're out in the field. Now, before we move on, let's briefly talk about the Tenzig UWF Wizard. You may be aware that the UWF is part of Windows 10 and 11 IoT OS and was designed to provide a clean experience for thin clients and workspaces that have frequent guests like schools, libraries, or hotel lobby computers. It increases security and reliability for kiosks, IoT embedded devices, or other devices where new apps are not expected to be frequently added. To gain access to the UWF Wizard, just right-click on the circle on the right side of the taskbar, click Configuration, and the wizard will open up. The app gives you the ability to check on the UWF status, set up any exclusions, and also configure the disk or RAM overlay. Exclusions are either file or folder locations or registry entries on the disk and allow you to exclude them from the UWF filtering process and ultimately commit them to disk. If you want a more comprehensive and in-depth look at the UWF setup and configuration for Windows 10 and 11 IoT Thin Clients, then Tenzig have written a guide which covers everything you need to know, including monitoring your overlays, recommended exclusions, and even a section dedicated to best practices and how to get the best out of your UWF environments. To find out more, just contact your Tenzig tech support team and ask for the guide. We mentioned Tenzig Manager and the web console earlier on in the video, and we'll touch on its many powerful features in just a moment. But first, we'll explain how to set up the Windows 11 IoT Thin Client to connect to the Tenzig Manager server first, using the Tenzig Secure Agent. To launch the Secure Agent, locate the icon at the right side of the taskbar, right-click it, and then select Secure Agent Settings from the context menu. Once the Secure Agent dialog opens, untick the box labelled Server Address from DNS SRV Record, type in the port number of your server, and then the IP address or FQDN of your server location. Once you've done that, you can tick Test Connection, and you should see a message indicating that you're successfully connected to the Tenzig Manager server on the address that you specified. Once finished, click Apply, and then when the status shows Connected, click OK to save and exit the dialog box. Now, we're all set and should be connected to our Tenzig Manager server, which we'll show you in just a moment. Before we wrap up this demo, let's talk about the Tenzing Manager web console as promised. When you log in for the first time, you'll be presented with a guided tour of the basic operations of the Tenzing Manager web console. This will give you a brief explanation and overview of the main features inside there. If you wish to exit the tour at any time, then just press the escape key and you'll be returned to the web console main portal. If, however, you want to take the tour again at any time, just click the Settings tab in the top taskbar and then click the Tour Guide button to start again. Inside our demo, notice that there's a group called Windows Clients and beneath that a group called Windows 11 IoT LTSC. Inside the Thin Clients window, you'll see a single device with a model and platform that relate to the Tenzing Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC2024 endpoint. This is the one that we enrolled in the previous section by configuring the secure agent on the local Tenzing Windows 11 IoT device. If we click on that Windows 11 group and then Properties, you'll see two tabs inside there. The auto-population filters allows you to populate this group based on several different sets of criteria, such as its platform, model, IP range lists, and computer names, amongst others. Inside the Client Configuration tab, you have the ability to set auto-naming options that will automatically rename your clients with the value specified. Now, let's just take a brief look at some of the features available to our Windows 11 Thin Clients. If we right-click on our device, then you'll see a vast array of features that are available for you to perform on the Thin Client. So let's just touch on some of these. You can add or edit scheduled tasks on clients or Thin Client groups that give you the ability to perform set tasks, such as reboot devices, deploy new secure agents, and even deploy your own bespoke Windows update packages, all based around your own schedule. You can enable or disable the write filter from here also. Remember, we talked about the UWF in the previous section. Image management allows you to clone, deploy, and even backup and restore your bespoke Windows images. The system option gives you control over the Thin Client's current state by either logging off the current user, rebooting, or shutting down the client. Inside Windows Client Administration, you can change the local administrator password, set auto logon options so that a specified user is the default user that automatically logs on following reboot. You can also manage and execute Tenzing Package Manager updates from here to deploy your own changes to your Thin Clients or groups of Thin Clients. We'll talk about these in just a moment. XTC Agent Update allows you to manage and deploy your secure agents either to the latest and greatest or to a specific version. By clicking the VNC option, you can remotely control your Thin Clients individually. When you do this, you'll notice that it opens in a new browser tab with your web console window next to it. You have the ability to disconnect, maximize the screen, and also Control Alt and Delete within here. It's also worth mentioning that running this VNC session through the Tenzing Manager web console channels traffic securely through the Tenzing Manager's secure connector to the Tenzing Windows 11 IoT client via its secure agent on the endpoint, so these VNC connections are safe and sound. One of the most powerful features of Tenzing Manager and its web console is the ability to back up and restore Windows images directly from and to the Tenzing Windows IoT Thin Clients. This example shows you how to back up your device to the image store so that you essentially have a complete current image backup. This could then be used if you need to restore it for any reason, perhaps during device prototyping, for example. You also have the ability to clone your devices so that you can use them as a golden image that can then be deployed to your Windows Thin Clients either in the live environment or your test labs. When you clone your Windows IoT device, it will run a sysprep first, so that the endpoint is what we call generalized, thus removing any device-specific information that might otherwise cause issues when restoring a duplicate device image. Before we finish up, let's just mention a bit about the Update Packages feature and Task Scheduler. The Update Packages utility allows you to create bespoke packages for your Windows Thin Clients, so you can deploy and remotely execute a variety of updates containing installer types such as exes, bat files, MSIs, and many more. You can deploy these to your individual thin clients or groups either on an ad hoc basis or using the task scheduler to apply them whenever you want. Once you've selected your action, then you can select the frequency and even specify particular days of the week on which you'd like these actions to run. The task scheduler is extremely useful for applying either one-off maintenance tasks, for example, where you have to deploy and perform an emergency fix to an immediate problem, or deploying the latest Windows updates on a certain day each month. All of this is possible with the Tenzing Manager Task Scheduler. We've only just scratched the surface here, but if you'd like to find out more of what the Tenzing Manager web console can do, just reach out to your local Tenzing tech support team and ask for the latest Tenzing Manager web console user guide. This concludes today's presentation on discovering Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024 on Tenzing Thin Clients. We gave you an overview of Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024, its features and benefits including performance-based license pricing and TPM options. Then we talked about Tenzing's single vendor endpoint strategy and also looked at our current hardware family and operating systems. We introduced you to the Tenzing Quick Start Wizard and UWF Wizard on the local Windows 11 IoT Thin Client and gave you an overview of their capabilities and what they can do for your endpoints, especially when it comes to securely locking down the devices. Then, to finish off, we showed you how to set up the secure agent on the Windows 11 Thin Client, to connect to the Tenzing Manager server, and then gave you a brief tour of the Tenzing Manager web console and explained some of its most powerful management features. If you enjoyed the video and found the content helpful, please take a moment to like it and also subscribe to the Tenzing YouTube channel. Your support enables us to reach a wider audience and continue providing valuable information to the tech community. Remember, if you have any questions regarding this or related topics, then please contact your Tenzing team or visit the website at www.tenzing.com. From all of us here at Tenzing, thanks for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.